It's the second day of October. Hopefully you are in the spirit of the month. The spooky spirit. I know Miss Amelia is. She was wearing today long sleeves, but it was a black cat face on a black shirt, and she had pumpkin pants, which would work for the pumpkin show.
Yeah.
But she was, and when I dropped her off at Huntington Elementary today, the teachers were like, "Oh, you look so cute in those outfits and all." And I thought,
has she experienced the pumpkin show yet?
I don't think so.
Somebody needs to take her up there. You talk about pageantry, she won't know what to do with herself.
She can't go past Spirit Halloween up on North Bridge Street. She has to go to Spirit Halloween all the time, and she loves animatronics. Hi, and welcome to today's program. Litter Media Live is what we're called. He's the icon, Mike Smith, which needs no introduction. But Mr. Hand 2, who's relaxed right now, kicking back, he's got one of his feet right here in front of me.
I don't know how he can stand to wear shorts as chilly as it is out there.
It is a little chilly.
I had second thoughts about wearing a jacket.
In fact, it wasn't dry, like it rained or something overnight.
Yes. But we're done with that, even though there's clouds behind us on the screen.
Yeah, let's see more here.
Yeah. We're talking about sunshine throughout the balance of this week and into the weekends. Daytime highs in the low to mid 70s and overnight lows ranging from the 50s to 60s, low 60s in the overnight. But I got my yard mowed yesterday. It was a little damp, but not as bad as I thought. But when I was out there, I noticed the trees, how big they've gotten. Now, with all of the drought, you wouldn't think, but for some reason, it's just like when that water finally came, everything took off again.
I noticed on my way in today, well, first of all, when I got home yesterday, I thought, the grass needs mowed again.
Yeah.
I'll have to get my boy to do that. And then on the way in this morning, coming out to Route 50, it looked like the Emerald Isle. I mean, every yard was plush green and everything. It's amazing
how it bounces back.
Yeah. All you needed was 10 inches of rain.
When I stopped at the filling station this morning to get gasoline, there was a tree trimming group there. And I said, "Are you guys backed up pretty bad?" And he said, "Oh, my gosh, that's all we're doing is cleaning up down trees and things like that." So if you need your trees trimmed, and that's why I was asking him, because I think ours do need trimmed. It might be a while before they can get to you because those guys are pretty busy.
You may have to do it yourself, Mike. Get a ladder out there and climb up. And
these things are like 20, 30 feet high. I don't think it's going to happen. So.
Yeah, this is a guy that falls off of a pickup truck. So,
or treadmill.
That's right. Or a bar stool. Which will not
there's
go
a story behind that, and it's not like you think it sounds.
There's a story behind all of them. Yeah. All right, coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at what's making news for us, as well as sports and this date in history. But first, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. It is that time of the year where you have to go between air conditioner in the day and furnace at night. If it's not working, you better call Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com. It takes you to their website, accuratehvac.com. Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Now that's one fast mower. Take command of your lawn with Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Thank you, Andy. Time for Haynes Total Health Care Center. Chiropractic, physical therapy, nutritional needs. This is their 50th anniversary. So they wanted to remind people, hey, we've been doing this for a while, and we're going to keep on doing it in the future. You want to find out what they do to help you? Just click on this ad anywhere you see it at lettermedia.com. It takes you to HaynesHealth.com. On our website, lettermedia.com, you'll be able to follow along with some of the stories. Ooh, I like that part. Candy. And, of course, we've got this as one of the stories we'll get into in just a moment, too. You can follow along with us if you would like, and also listen on Litter Media Radio. Check us out on all of our social media stuff. In the upper right-hand corner there of our website, you'll find links to all that information.
Speaking of the candy and the pumpkin bucket that you just saw there, Chillicothe Mayor Luke Feeney announcing yesterday that the Halloween schedule of events for the city are as follows. Trick or Treat in Chillicothe, rain or shine, will be Thursday, October the 31st from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Additionally, on Saturday, October the 26th, Downtown Trick or Treat, hosted by Discover Downtown Chillicothe, will be from 4 to 6 p.m., and the Halloween Parade follows. That's, of course, hosted by the Chillicothe JCs at 7 p.m.
The Frankenstein Experience is at Haunted Mountain, and it starts this Thursday, runs right through the 26th on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. And you're going to like this, Mike. Friday nights, they show old movies. And the first one is the 1931 version of Frankenstein. Coming up, they've got The Fly from 1958, also from 1958, The Blob. So, but they have, it seems like family-friendly movies that they'll show on Saturdays, but then spooky movies again on Sunday. But that takes place at 8:45. That's when the Haunted Trail opens up. Everything starts at 5:30. They open up the grounds. You got an opportunity to do axe throwing that they'll have. I don't think you're allowed to stand in front of the target.
Don't wear your Jason mask when you're doing that.
Right. That adds to the experience, right? But the play for the Frankenstein Experience, the fellow who wrote the play has family here in Chillicothe, and he came back and for Tecumseh this summer and met with the producers, Brandon Smith and Lee Krause, and said, is there anything that you guys would like changed? We can handle that. So they made a few changes. There's more action in this. There are 6 cast members from Tecumseh who are participating in this particular Frankenstein Experience. So you want to check that out? We've got details on how you can get tickets and more, including the schedule for those movies on our website story at lettermedia.com.
The campus of Shawnee State University, which of course is in Portsmouth, will play the role of the fictitious Columbia State University tomorrow. This is Wednesday. Tomorrow, October 3rd, and Friday, October 4th, as law enforcement special response teams from around southeastern Ohio take part in a Homeland Security active aggressor exercise. Officers from Athens, Chillicothe, Jackson, Logan, Portsmouth, Oak Hill, Ohio University, Rio Grande, and Wellston police departments will be joined with deputies from Athens, Hocking, Jackson, and Perry sheriff's departments as they take part in the 2-day exercise that's designed to test their capabilities to respond in an active aggressor situation. Now, this is only an exercise, but the public is asked to avoid the area directly around Shawnee State University tomorrow and Friday as a part of that drill.
They were avoiding it over the weekend because of all the water that's standing there. Along with Bravo Bluegrass rallies against veteran poverty. The Pickaway County Agricultural Society is excited to announce the Pickaway Ag Event Center as a long-term home now for the 7 Mile Bluegrass Festival. And that'll be for the next 5 years, thanks to a newly formed partnership. Great family-friendly community event and quality entertainment. Not only is 7 Mile Bluegrass the host, they perform. By the way, these are all the guys not in the band, but they are the board for Bravo Bluegrass Rallies Against Veteran Poverty. And Billy Self is the guy with the reflective wear that he's wearing there. And recognize the gal next to Christy Pence?
Yes. I was looking at Christy, and it took me a while to hone in on her.
Danielle Wolford.
I knew
right
her
there.
when she was just a knee-high to a grasshopper.
We remember when she was born.
Yeah.
But that is Christina Wolford's daughter, who is marrying Billy Self's son.
Now, not Christina, but Danielle.
Correct. Correct, yes. But this is a big deal because it gives them a nicer place. They moved the festival to the Pickaway Ag and Event Center this past summer, and now they've got a permanent home for at least for the next 5 years. It's been a great relationship. I talked with Christy Pence about that not long ago, and she said we're looking forward to having them here because it's bringing a lot of tax dollars from visitors who are coming. And I think they had like 20 bands maybe over a 3-day festival. So looking forward to that happening again next year.
If you are a boater here in Ohio and you would like some dock space, well, the month of October is when you need to register for public boat dock slips for the 25 season at some of Ohio's most sought-after boating destinations. Now, through the end of October, the Department of Natural Resources Division of Watercraft opens the online application for its boat dock lottery, offering spots at 17 scenic state parks, and at least 3 of those are in our immediate coverage area. You can find all 17 listed on our website story at littermedia.com. But again, 11:59 p.m. on October 31st is the deadline.
Time to gear up for the Fairfield County Fair. It's one of the last fairs of the year.
It is the last.
It is the last, okay. And that starts this Sunday and will wrap up on October 12th, which is the following Saturday. So if you've never been to the fair at Fairfield County, it's an interesting fair.
Yeah.
It's that picture that we saw there was from Mount Pleasant, which is the big mountain there in Lancaster. And you see where all the dirt is right there inside the track? That's where a lot of the tractor pulls and that kind of stuff takes place. Harness racing is huge there. And they have a band festival also. So all of the Fairfield County bands come together and they each give their halftime performance right there at the grandstand.
I don't know if they still do it or not, but Randy Davies, who was a media person here in the Chillicothe area for many, many years, Chamber of Commerce, way back when, he told me there was a food booth at the Lancaster Fair, or the Fairfield County Fair, that flew in fresh Maine lobster every day for their booth.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool. Now, that was a long time ago. I don't know if that's still done, but you might want to go just to see if that's still the case.
Speaking of Randy, he was in town this weekend.
I missed that.
For the chili event, the Chili Fest, and his wife, Christy, who we lost this past summer, was being recognized, and I believe also was an award winner posthumously because someone had used her recipe, which was an award-winning recipe. And on Facebook, he showed a picture of the pot that was empty. So everybody liked it, certainly. So I missed him this time around. Perhaps I'll get a chance to see him in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Because 6 weeks, is it 5 weeks? 5 weeks from this Saturday, we perform the ceremony.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Hayden in Paradise.
Our road report today, work is set to begin October the 7th for a maintenance project on the Kilgore Bridge near the US 3550 split. That's just outside of Chillicothe here. Work will occur daily for construction. At least one lane will be maintained for the duration of the project through October the 21st.
As you probably explained, once again, Hayden is Randy's grandson. Paradise is my granddaughter. They're getting married. So for people who didn't know that.
And when they started dating, you basically
I told him
this? Or?
Yeah, I told him, I said, listen, here's the deal. We are going to be sitting at the grandparents' table at the wedding, but we're not. We're going to be at the head table because Randy is performing the ceremony and I'm helping.
How about that?
So pretty cool to
you
get a
can
chance
hold his
to
microphone.
I told him I don't know if I'll be able to do it without crying.
Yeah.
You know, seeing my granddaughter in a wedding dress.
Yeah. How about that?
Poor little girl. All right, coming up in a moment to look at sports. Where is the Litter Media Wayback Machine dialed up for?
1944.
All right. Ooh, Sounds like World War II.
Something that General Eisenhower warns the troops about that is rather common in mental health conversations to this date.
All right, so details are just ahead. But first, let's tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. If you have a need for a dumpster, or if you just want something orange to go with your Halloween decorations you're putting out, how about a dumpster from Scioto Valley Dumpsters? 740-253-8389. Give them a call for Scioto Valley Dumpsters.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
I'm a busy woman, and I'm not ready to slow down.
Tiffany's hip pain was interfering with her career and active lifestyle until she came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute.
Dr. Meshbach told me about same-day surgery. I said, I want it now, and I wanted it yesterday.
After a successful procedure, Tiffany was home the very same day and on her way back to enjoying the community she calls home. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Time for sports, and we begin with our Litter Media Radio Game of the Week, which takes us to Fairfield County. Bloom Carroll, 5-1. Logan Elm, 5-1. A big Mid-State League Buckeye Division battle, and one's going to win.
But they're both undefeated in the league.
Yes, they are, 3-0. So that will start about 6:50. We talked yesterday with Terry Holbert, and today after this show, we're scheduled to speak with Jeremy McKinney, and they'll join us for the Litter Media Game of the Week preview show, which is coming up on Thursday. That's tomorrow at 12 noon.
The Lady Mustangs of Westfall have defended their Division II District Golf Championship at Crown Hill course yesterday with a round of 359. This is the third straight district golf title and the fifth in the last 6 years that they will go on now to the state tournament. West Union was a distant second at 419, but still qualify for the state tournament. Westfall's Paige Weiss won medalist honors with a 77. Now, her Westfall teammates who were shown there, and this is not necessarily in order, this is by their scores yesterday, Michelle Pickett, Caroline Seaver, Mariana Packer, Catherine Lockhart, they were all part of that team and move on as well as the team to the state tournament. Now, individual qualifiers that will move on to the state include Rosella Latavo of St. Trace with an 80 and Addison Jackson of Federal Hocking with an 87.
Week 7, the OHSAA football playoff rankings are out, and you can follow through and find all those. Have you highlighted the...
in bold print.
Yeah. Okay, in bold print.
Now, I'm only doing that with local teams in the top 16. Remember, it's the top 16 in each region that go on to the playoffs.
Of course, we don't have any local Division I teams. All of them are up in northern Ohio, down in Cincinnati. But there's only 16 in each region there, right?
Right.
So if you want to find out where your team is, click on that story on our website, littermedia.com.
Looking at our Litter Media scoreboard at littermedia.com last night, volleyball winners Adina and Huntington. That sets up the big matchup tomorrow night down at Huntington. 11-0 Adina against 10-1 Huntington. Huntington has to win to stay in the hunt. In fact, they will tie Adina for first place if they win tomorrow. If Adina wins, then they clinch at least a share of the championship.
You're going to be there?
Yes. I got to make sure I have the
Wi-Fi,
because you can't cell phone out of that gymnasium.
You cannot. I'm sure we'll get you. Justin will get you fixed.
Oh, well, I had one from 3 years ago. If it didn't change the password, I'm in.
It doesn't work. I tried it. Okay.
Well, I'll bounce the password off of you in a minute, and we'll see if it's the same. Southeastern beat Unioto 3-2. Unioto really struggling of late. They were the preseason picks to win the league, and now they've lost, I think, 5 conference matches this year. St. Trace swept Piketon. Miami Trace in the FAC, they'd already clinched a share of the championship. Well, they wrapped it up outright last night with a straight set win over Hillsboro. Chillicothe, I think they draw even with Hillsboro for second place right now with a 4-set win over McLean. Jackson in 5 over Washington. In the Mid-State League, Circleville stays alive for a possible title, although they are 2 matches back of Bloom Carroll, who was idle last night. Liberty Union beat Hamilton Township, but Fairfield Union had a non-conference match with Granville, which they won. In the SOC, Wheelersburg, Waverly, and Notre Dame were all winners. And yes, that last set in the Notre Dame match is correct, 25-1. Elsewhere, Logan beat Lancaster Canal over Taze Valley in 5. In the MSL Cardinal, Fairfield Christian and Fisher Catholic were winners. In the Shack, Fairfield and Lynchburg Clay victorious. In the TVC, Wellston, Athens, and Federal Hocking were winners. And in the OVC, Gallia beat Portsmouth.
Alexander was a winner over Wellston.
What did I say?
You said Wellston was a winner.
I'm sorry. Alexander was a winner. And in boys soccer, Hillsboro beat Miami Trace. We've still not been able to find the boys McLean-Chillicothe result. South Webster West wins in the SOC. Non-conference matches, Jackson over Circleville. Ohio Valley Christian beat Wellston. Ironton St. Joe, I don't think they've lost this year. They beat New Boston, Lancaster over Briggs, Whetstone over Taze Valley. Now on the girls' side, Kiara Archer had 5 more goals last night. She has 38. She's breaking the career record at Chillicothe every time she scores. But the Lady Cavs are now 7-0-1 in the FAC.
Mm-hmm. That career mark, by the way, is the single-season career mark.
Oh, okay. I thought that was...
Yeah, Peyton Davis and the Ursuline girl, Addie Ursuline, I believe, they have both scored more than 100 goals in their season. Now she...
In a season or career?
In a career.
Okay.
And Archer is close to doing that also.
Okay. Now, is she a senior, Kiera?
Yes.
Okay. Miami Trace beat Hillsboro, Jackson over Washington. Area matches also include girls Wheelersburg beat Russell, Kentucky, Gallia Academy over Piketon, and of course, we already told you about the golf, but that's the layout as far as all of the individual names there.
Mm-hmm. All right. This date in history, just ahead, right after this.
Custom tank colors and wraps. Find out how a propane tank can be beautiful. And I mean beautiful.
Yes.
I wonder if they could get a picture of Dan and Mike put together.
I'm sure they could.
Okay.
If someone's wanting to foot the bill on
if somebody wants to do that,
yeah.
You can find out all of that information at litterpropane.com.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today. 1944 is where we go today for this date in history.
General Dwight Eisenhower distributes to his combat units a report by the U.S. Surgeon General that reveals the hazards of prolonged exposure to combat. Quote, the danger of being killed or maimed imposes a strain so great that it causes men to break down. One look at the shrunken, apathetic faces of psychiatric patients, sobbing, trembling, and referring to, quote, them shells and to buddies mutilated or dead, is enough to convince most observers of this fact. They called it shell shock back then, but now we talk about PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome disorder. And it not only affects combat troops, but people that have had traumatic experiences of all kinds. So in a way, this was kind of a groundbreaking diagnosis that maybe we knew that was something impacts these people over the years, but just didn't have a name for it. And this was kind of the beginning that those studies continued in, as we now call it, again, PTSD. I
know that any war has that. I mean, and it started with the very first war. There was probably PSTD. But, yeah, it's something that they've tried to get a good grip on to help. And as we've talked with veterans groups over the years, that is the main thing that is a concern. Homelessness is still a concern as well, but a lot of that time, the homelessness goes in hand with the mental health as well. So, of course, Chillicothe VAMC, they handle that very well, and they deal with it over 18 counties. So, but if you've got a family member who is in need, certainly seek out professional help. All right, coming up tomorrow, we've got a special edition, Litter Media Live with Dance for Kids' Sake. And we will have the first contestant we're going to talk to, and that is tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. And then we'll have this show, and then the Litter Media Game of the Week preview show will take place at 12 noon tomorrow.
Okay.
So until then, enjoy the rest of your day. Mike will have score updates for you tonight on Litter Media X. Follow along, and then if you just want to wait till it's all up on the score page, check it out there too. For Mr. Hand, too, a little more stretch. There you go. Aaron Glandon.
Get off your cot. And he's got a cot over here.
Maybe we should tie a rope on him and pull him on screen. You know, kind of thing. Used to have that long cane to take you off stage. We could bring him on stage, so to speak. For Mike Smith, I'm Dan Ramey. Thanks for watching this edition of Litter Media Live.